Are you doing huddles in your company? Or perhaps you've tried it and it hasn't worked? Or maybe you're doing it and you're like, there's just something missing. It seems like a bit of a waste of time. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of whys and how to run a good huddle. So in all my companies, I'm the founder of Topleft and 2 MSPs, active MSPs here in Canada. We've been running daily huddles for years. It used to be one across all the companies. With COVID, we split it into separate, even the different teams, finance, service, project run their own huddles. So I'm a big fan of them. It comes out of Scrum and out of Agile, which is where I picked it up, probably going on 10 years ago. But there's best practices around that. And you've got to be doing these. Like, it's a key part of the Agile Lean toolkit, just the fundamental core of that. And yet I see with our Topleft clients, very few of them are doing the daily huddle. So there's a big bag of whys on why to do it. There's visibility. Because if you're looking at a dashboard or Kanban, you can see visibly what's going on. Actually be on the same page. And how can you be on the same page if you're not looking at it together, talking about it, and actually walking through it? So creating alignment in your team, making sure you're clear on the priorities. If you've got 10 people, that they all know this is number 1, number 2 across the team. Identifying problems before they happen as they're happening. So that's one of the questions in the huddle is what's stuck, what's blocked, what do we need help with? Problems with tickets, how do we help clients with these things? It saves a ton of time. Yes, you're investing perhaps 10 to 15 minutes max per person per day. It does add up across a week and a year, but it pays off in you're not having to fix problems later and cuts down on the other big meetings. So quick meetings every day, less interruptions. Everyone can be focused the rest of the day, knowing they're doing the most important thing. Creates team cohesion and morale because they're getting together, they're connected, they're creating unity. They can help each other, so it's huge on motivation. It's a place to quickly celebrate wins and progress, a great positive connection point, especially in this world of we're all on our computers, maybe headsets, working at home, in the office. It creates a connection point that way. One of our core values is better today than yesterday, or in other words, continuous improvement, one of the big parts of what Lean is all about. And what better way than looking at your work and seeing how can we improve it. Creates accountability and ownership because we're having to say what is our priority for today and tomorrow following up on it. And final point from this list is it's reinforcing all these lean principles, reducing waste, improving flow, the team working together, leadership. All right, on to the agenda. The classic daily stand-up agenda, if you look in any resource on Scrum and Lean, it's going to be a focus on people. So you might start around with like a 1-minute good news and introduction, and then we're going around in a circle, and it's 3 things. What did you do yesterday? What are you working on for today? Your top focus, and are you stuck on anything? And you go around. So you might be 1 minute or 2 minutes per person, and you go around the circle. And at the end, you'll review any follow-up actions and close with a quick motivation or something for today, and you're done in under 15 minutes. After that, if people need to pair up to talk about an issue, they can do that or schedule some time to deal with those blocks, any issues you found. So that's a classic one. It's focusing on the person. A better way is with a lean Kanban flow huddle. So we're focusing on the work and improving the flow rather than the people. So you'll just start off with the good news, and then you're going to jump right into the Kanban board. You're going to go right to left of what was done yesterday. Can we review that and get that done? Closed. Done. Then what is stuck? Let's quickly touch on that. What's waiting? And then on the in progress, or is this all ranked in the right order? Does anybody need help on that? What are the blockers? And then you might look at what's up next, like your ready column, making sure that's prioritized. Then you're going to recap the follow-ups and your focuses for the day, and that quick motivational close. So starting on a high note, get the work unblocked and flowing quicker, and done. So it's about the work, it's about the client rather than the people. And then, because multiple people may own these tickets, you might have a manager, a coordinator, a senior resource involved. So it's 2 distinctions. One, the first huddle, the classic, is on the people going around the circle, and the second one is on the flow of the Kanban. It's getting that pipeline flowing quicker and quicker left to right. So some tips for running huddles: same day, same time, same agenda. Don't mess with it. What we've done in the past is have them, let's say, start at an odd minute, like 9:29 in the morning. Because if you do 9:30, people straggle in a couple minutes late, getting their coffee, whatever. 9:29, really crystal clear start at that minute. Same method. Either all in person or all remote. So some of our teams are hybrid, but they'll all jump onto Teams or a Zoom call, even if they're in the office. It's got to be a similar experience. So worst case, you could have somebody dial in. If you're all in the office and somebody's on the road, they could dial in for that. You could have a method, but that's really not optimal. Alternate hosting. The team owns the agenda, the facilitation. So if somebody's running long-winded, everyone should feel free to jump in and cut them off and say, okay, you guys, you got to cover this post-meeting later in the day. Because the huddle is the huddle. It's not solving it. It's identifying the problem, not solving it. So again, I'm not having the boss running it or the manager, but the team is owning it. This is the way we do it. This is our culture, our ceremony for the huddle. One of my companies that does make an exception is they are doing it by Slack as a text message update every day. Is by whatever 10 in the morning, they've all posted their update with what were they working on yesterday, focus today, any studs. Works for them with their focus and their projects. That would be an exception though. Some call to actions: use a Kanban board. Could be a Trello, could be Topleft, or some other dashboard. Because you don't want to abstract it to metrics. It should really be about the work, the individual tasks that got to be unblocked and move forward. Reading, I got a fantastic book on that, Intelligent Huddles by Andrea Hemmer. I'll post a link below in the video description. She gets into the neuroscience, best practices, just the whole story around it. The hormones, oxytocin, the dopamine, all the different things. So highly recommend that. And then she's got some advanced things on how to launch it, the metrics to incorporate that in a powerful way. This is a recipe. You can adjust the ingredients as required to meet your needs for your team, whether your project or service or sales or finance. And then if it's getting stale, by all means update it, go back to the basics, and making sure it's not just going through the motions, but really getting value for your team.